There are difficult conversations that no one wants to have and no one wants to hear, but they're necessary, especially in difficult times. Those are conversations about whether you get to stay or whether you get to leave. Hi, I'm Nancy D. Solomon, CEO and founder of the Leadership Incubator. So I work with a lot of senior executives, and the calls that are pouring in, the emails that are pouring in are emails saying, I need to let go of half of my staff. And it's breaking my heart because I don't want to have to do it. Nancy, what should I do? ? Leadership isn't made for the faint of heart. If it were easy, there were a lot more people doing it. But they're not. And so you find yourself in a position of middle or senior executive leadership, and all of a sudden, your staff of 100 needs to be whittled down to 20 or 40 or 30. The number doesn't make a difference. And what people want to know is it harder to be fired or is it harder to do the firing? I'll talk from my experience. Firing somebody, letting somebody go, furloughing, laying off, you can call it whatever you want, redundancy, stinks. It is not the experience we wanted when we took on the position of leadership. It is very hard to look at another human being and saying, as of 4 o'clock today, you don't have a job. It is especially hard if that's one of your A or B players and they deserve to have the job. When it's a C player that you're letting go, you're probably doing them a favor because they're probably not in the right job to begin with, which is why they're a C player. And so you're liberating them from some shackles they didn't even know they had. So what do? How do you do it? And how do you feel okay about it? I'm going to start backwards. You're never going to feel okay about it. It's just not. It is painful to look another human in the eye, whether on Zoom or in person, and say, you know what? I had to let go of Ted Hencat, and you're one of the 10. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's going to feel shitty for both of you. Yes, offering your now ex-employee career coaching, great job. Offering some sort of package, great job. But it's never going to feel like the right thing to do. Even if it is. So what do? Okay. We're going to address at some point in the next week or two, how do you determine who to keep and who to let go of? But for this conversation right now, the best thing you can do for you and the employee is to be honest, transparent, authentic, and hold on to your integrity. That means speaking the truth. And it would be so much easier to lie. It would be so much easier to say, well, my boss's boss said that we're going to let go of ABC player or XYZ person or Bob and Mary Sue, and so I had nothing to do with the decision, which is probably not true. But what will be significant is if you tell the truth. So it's going to sound like this. Bob, I hate that we're about to have this conversation. I suspect you know what's coming. I need to put you on furlough, or I need to lay you off, or I need to fire you. Because we need to keep the business running. So here's what I want you to know about the contribution that you've made to our organization. A, B, C, D. This decision was made based on criteria of LMNOP. I didn't agree with the decision. I don't like the decision. And yet the decision needed to be made. So I am here. I've got your back. I am supporting you, even though right now in this moment, it sucks. That's the conversation you want to have. It's a lot harder to have that conversation than to say to somebody, well, HR decided, blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your employee. Another conversation you might have. Mary Sue, as you know from your performance reviews, you're not doing the job we need you to do. And so now that it's the time for us to eliminate headcount, get rid of the redundancies, you are on sort of the top of the list of people who are going to be released from their responsibilities. I wish this wasn't true. I wish this wasn't true. What I know is I think you're not in the right job to begin with. What I know is that you can perform so much higher in a position that is more ABCD and less XYZ. And so we are going to get behind you, and we are going to provide you with the counseling that you need to get where you really belong. Please know that we're not taking this lightly, and please know that we will do everything in our power to support you. Those conversations invite you to a place of vulnerability and courage and bravery that I'm telling you, there's no leadership course that I know of that teaches that. So you need to be human. Had you not learned the lesson, leave your personal life at home and come to work and just be a business person, you would know to say that. So here's that sort of the hat that you need to put on. Ask yourself, if this were happening to you, what would you need to hear to be able to process this? What would you want to hear to metabolize the information you're getting? If this were your daughter or your son or your wife or spouse or significant other, what would they need to hear to make this sort of kind of okay, even though it's not going to be sort of kind of okay? Right? Difficult conversations are called that because they're difficult. Again, you're not going to want to deliver this information, and they're not going to want to hear it. But that doesn't change the outcome and the net-net. I hope you found this really helpful. My name is Nancy D. Solomon. I am the CEO and founder of the Leadership Incubator. If I can support you in any way, please reach out to me. Call me, text me, email me. And between now and then, know that I am hoping for your success. I wish for you true healing, and that you stay safe, you stay healthy, and so do your friends, family, and loved ones.